Welcome to nap time. I am Repairman with my co-host SuperDude.
I am SuperDude, the teenage superhero with powers that can lift a semi-truck. Give me the bear. Give me the bear.
I don't see any bears.
I also can fly and leap buildings in a single bound, and I also like stuffed animals, long walks on the beach, and ice cream shared with 2 straws with the person that I love. Yo, what's wrong with us?
So if you're listening, you're probably like, what the hell are they talking about?
What's wrong with us?
But if you're watching, you understand.
What's wrong with us? Something's wrong with us.
No, we just be having fun.
No, we haven't, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with having fun. It's the month of Halloween. Time to get silly. Get silly. What? Oh.
Whoa. What was his name? VIC.
That was a throwback. Was it Get Silly?
It was Get Silly.
Get Silly.
And he was he had a really deep voice.
Did he?
Yeah, wobbly, 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 wobbly. Get in there. Yeah, I get in there. Yeah, I get in there.
I gotta go back and listen to that song.
Wobbly. Come on, big girl. Bag it up. Hey, bag it up. Hey, big girl.
That's not the same song as Get Silly, though, right?
No. It's the same artist.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Like my bow tie guys, I made it myself.
I don't know how you did that.
It's like checkered, just like if you look up pictures, I legit looked up pictures and was just like, what did his big ass bow tie look like?
You know, we didn't get a chance to actually find a tool belt for that costume, but you were able to pull it off. I don't think people in the South watched all that.
Yeah, because we went out yesterday and like nobody said anything. I mean,
yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a Halloween event. We were just out like this just because.
So we did a all that themed costume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm SuperDude. My wife is Repairman. My daughter was Ask Ashley.
I mean, there weren't really many iconic female characters to dress up as. Mm-hmm. Like Lori Beth Denberg.
Yeah,
her facts was like, that was great. And
honestly, Lori Beth Denberg and Ask Ashley had similar outfits.
Yeah.
A cardigan with a shirt and a dress.
Yeah, so we just had a sweater on her, and then I wrote Ask Ashley on her, but I mean, like, what can you do?
And then Xavier, he was Pierre Escargot.
Pierre Escargot! If you guys don't remember, that's when Keenan would be in the bathtub with a yellow brim hat, with a raincoat and little swimmy flippers, and then he would say something weird in French.
It's funny. It was so funny. Somebody thought he was Paddington.
I was like, oh.
I guess I could see, because he was wearing a red shirt underneath.
Oh yeah, okay. I can
but
see it.
Somebody was just like, and then when the person, is that Paddington? I said, no, that's Pierre Escargot from the show All That. She was just like, oh, okay, I get it. She didn't know she didn't know. She didn't know. And I think we were the only grown-ups dressed up yesterday.
Oh, whatever. I mean, it wasn't even an event to dress up as.
No, it wasn't.
I think someone was having a birthday party there, like a kid's birthday party. Yeah. So there was just like maybe like
7?
Yeah, maybe like 5 to 7 kids dressed up in Halloween costumes, and then we were out at the park just like, this is us.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thought I was like Superman.
And literally nobody said anything to me. They probably were just like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh, and we got challenged next year by our good friend Darren and his wife. Honestly, I think it was really just Darren that challenged us. I don't think Bernita. They don't know. Like we got liked today by Kel Mitchell by our costumes.
He saw our picture and liked it. I'm gonna post some when I get my phone back. I don't have a phone. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that a little later.
But I'm gonna post a whole bunch of pictures of me as
Do you think Kel remembers us at the?
No, he meets so many people. Probably not, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, Darren challenged us. He was just like, "Oh, next year it's on." I'm like, "You don't know. We got something in the chamber. We ready to unload this clip." Unload it. I don't know. I don't think that's how guns work, but I'm unloading my chamber.
Oh, I was going with you.
Oh, okay.
I was going with
this
you.
one next year. I've been planning this shit for 5 years?
I hope so.
No, I'm gonna do it because we've been challenged. I have to do it.
Because yours is more intricate, mine's is just more shocking.
Yeah, they. He don't know.
He's creating us a belt because we deserve
for this year. He said we get one this year, but he said he expects it back next year. He doesn't know. He has no idea. It's serious next year.
You know what's so crazy? I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier in was it the weekend? That we grew up in 2 different states, but we have similar interests and watched damn near all the same shows. And I think that's why we relate a whole bunch.
That's how we work as a couple, I think, because like not only do we have the same type of interest now, is that like our background of what we've always, like the type of people that we are.
Yeah.
Because like you said, people didn't really know who we were, you know, they didn't watch all that. But like me and him, like together, we're like, ooh, this is great. Let's do it.
No, facts. Big facts. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I think the more and more we move along, the more and more we find out how similar we are. I didn't think we were that similar to begin with. Did you?
No, because like even like within recent years, like I would think like, what do we really have in common besides like like we get along, but like what do we really have in common? And I feel like like as more time goes on, we are like realizing what makes us compatible, which is a good point to realize too, that like in relationships that when it's a good relationship, that you probably don't realize like how much in common you really have at the very beginning. Like you just like, I click with this person, but I'm not sure 100% sure, because like we're what 9 years in and we're still like, yo, like we're shocked.
So I think I came to this. I feel like I forgot to tell you about this. Even when we do our pre-show discussions, like certain things definitely come up. Where's it right here? Look, we tried, and we weren't gonna get it quilted on or anything or whatever. I was talking to one of my friends that are single. Well, one of my cousins that are single, and sometimes I say things that are pretty cool, I think. And they were like, "Oh, Elvis, you should write a book." I'm like, man, stop. Like, sometimes you hear things in passing, and then sometimes it's just like they stick with you, and they come up whenever you're talking to people and have general conversations. But I said to him was, you have to continue to learn the person that you're with, because if I have already figured out who my wife is at the beginning of our relationship, then what's the point? I have to continue learning her every single day.
Yeah.
Over time, like every day, try to learn something new.
What'd you learn new about me today?
That you're crazy, just like me.
You knew that already. So what did you learn today? Today.
I don't think I learned anything new today per se.
An emotional roller coaster.
But I feel like you can, I think you can handle stress more than you give yourself credit for.
It was a freaking emotional roller coaster.
I know you were.
My mind. I'm not gonna put all my business out there. Y'all need to know everything that's going on. But just know, like today, I was just like, just in my head, like just racing all day trying to figure out stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
At the end of an amazing weekend at that. So thank you. I appreciate that. He let me have a weekend without him and the kids.
Yeah.
So I stayed at my friend Anita's house one night. Well, we went up north. So I went to Anita's house. And then I went to my brother's house and had a sibling night with my brother and my sister.
See, I didn't plan any of that part. And the disrespect. They went to a ramen shop that had all anime pictures all over the thing.
It was pretty cool. They had like Naruto. Oh,
Nope.
And then like was it the volleyball one? I was like, oh. I was like, he watches a volleyball anime that he's talking about. This is probably
so bad.
Let me take a picture. This is probably what
She didn't take a picture. She took a video and it had One Piece on the wall, Dragon Ball Z, Haikyuu, Attack on Titan.
The crazy thing, I didn't know what none of those were. I was like, I guess he likes this. I guess he likes this stuff. Oh, I know that one. That's Naruto. We watch that. I guess he likes his other stuff, whatever this is. I'll just send him a video. I had real ramen, which he's been talking about that he's wanted. And I got to try it. It was good.
This is the disrespect is where you should have walked in there and walked out and realized that you cannot have this experience without your husband. That's what.
But my brother took me, and it wasn't for me. It was for my sister, because my sister likes that type of stuff. So he's like, I'm going to take you guys there because this is what she likes. My suggestion was we go get ice cream. He got on me because he was like, who goes and gets ice cream in the middle of freaking October? I was like, all right, fine, we'll go get soup. And that was the closest thing to soup. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you a weekend without me and the kids, and you can go up and hang out with my brother, and he'll take you there.
Furious. How is it that I have watched upwards of however so many animes, and I wanted ramen, and she knew that I wanted ramen? I don't care. Make your face. I'll go on. I could talk. I could talk for a whole. So I could give it to you. I could talk for 15, 20, 30 minutes straight. Just me going.
I'm gonna let you.
I felt disrespected that she would decided to go on without me, knowing that I wanted that experience. But I digress.
Well, I'm glad you digress. The authentic ramen was amazing. No, I'm kidding. No, they had like other stuff that was like really good. I'm not gonna even tell you what it is because you'll just get it when you.
Was there a Naruto bowl?
No, it wasn't anything that was called a Naruto bowl.
Okay.
But it was like it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Uzumaki bowl?
I don't know. Joe ordered it for me because I was like, I don't know. I'll get this shrimp thing. Then we watch no, it was funny. I watched a stand-up when I was at Anita's house.
Okay.
And it was saying that, like, black people, they just order shrimp tempura when they go to places. Like, that's all they order when they go to sushi places. They're like, let me get the shrimp tempura. So then when we were at the ramen place, I was just like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I guess I'll go ahead and just get this shrimp tempura ramen.
I try new things.
But I didn't order. Joe was just like, I'll just order for you. So I was like, I don't know, just give me. So I don't know what I ordered, but I had a really good weekend. So I appreciate you. That was part of my birthday gift. It's my birthday week. 3 more days to my birthday.
How old are you gonna turn?
27 again.
Got it.
You don't know how many times I've been 27, but it was a really good weekend. I had fun with my best friend and an amazing time with what was that?
What?
What was that?
What was what?
You just put your fingers up.
No, I didn't.
I had an amazing time with my brother and sister and my brother's wife. My sister-in-law. She's hilarious. I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like straight from Thailand, and it's just awesome to like be able to relate so much with someone that's like from a completely different culture. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you have a Nigerian background, but like you were born and raised here. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've ever like really interacted with someone that's like legit from a completely different culture, like born and raised from a completely different culture, from a different country.
Yeah.
And that's what she is, and I love her to death. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it makes sense that she's hilarious because my brother's hilarious. So he
did. So did you see how their relationship worked when you were finally around them?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I think I'd probably have to spend more time around them to see how the relationship works. But like, I don't know. I could see why he likes her because she is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Even though there might be like a slight cultural difference, but what's really cool is like he really tries to like immerse himself and understand her culture, which you kind of have to, you know, if you're going to be with somebody from a different culture.
Yeah.
Because like she kept calling him something. I was like, what is she calling you? And he's like, oh, it means my love in Thai. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, no, I had a good weekend. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. You know, just got some stuff taken care of.
Yeah.
Some stuff still needs to get taken care of. You know, it's a weekend with the family.
Yeah. My weekends with family isn't necessarily always. I think most people are like, weekend with the family. Had its good times.
Yeah.
Good. Majority of it was rough times.
No, there was good times. Some things got ironed out. Some bad times, but it is what it, I think with family we all have. It's a roller coaster, and
for real with family,
the more you think about it, and the more you get older, you realize how different everyone is, and how each of us deal with certain things because you're more secure in who you are as a person. So the person that I grew, the people that I grew up with, and the people and my family members that grew up with me, I'm not the same person, and they're not the same people. So, yeah.
It's weird, like, within my relationship with my family, like, I always thought, like, I was really goofy and silly, but then, like, being around my brother, I'm like, this dude's weird. Like, like, it's weird how, like, y'all grow up in, like, the same environment, but then, like, as you get older, like you were saying, like, you still are different people, even though you have the same, pretty much, upbringing. Like, being around my brother, I'm like, he's really funny, and he's really goofy, and he's really silly, but, like, to me, I thought I was goofy and silly, but around him, I feel freaking normal.
So it was funny for me, like, I got a chance to hang out with my brother. I got a chance to see him play volleyball, and it's weird, because I don't think, have I ever told you this story? Like, a coach came up to me one time, I think it might have been sophomore year, and I was just like, "Yo, Elvis, you should try to play volleyball." And I didn't realize it until more recently when my brother told me. He kind of follows what I say to a T, and we're almost like, we're 1 year apart. I didn't realize how big of an influence I had on him, but he continues to still play volleyball, and I got a chance to see him, and it was really good seeing him play.
Yeah.
You know, just because I'm like, okay, that's something that I did that
an effect from you.
I introduced to him, to see it still bring him a level of joy, and he's better than me now.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like,
really,
I can admit that. It's not saying that I'm not competitive still. Like, he's my younger brother, but he's better than me.
Yeah.
I hate saying it. And then also getting a chance to seeing my mom interact with my kids. That was cool. Seeing my sister interact as well. The person who's more like me is my sister, and I think, we're kind of critical thinkers. So, she's more like me.
Yeah,
I think so, at least. It was just an interesting weekend, man. You know, it was good for all of us to be together at one point. Because I think that was the first time in. Well, no, I'm lying, because they all came down for Cindy's graduation.
Oh yeah, that was a couple months ago. That was just what, June?
Yeah, but before that, all four of us weren't together for years, honestly.
It was probably good, though, to be in the same environment, though. It's different. I'm sure it was different from all four of you being together down here and celebrating Cindy's graduation versus all four of you being together back in the same house.
That hasn't happened in years.
Yeah, that's probably
that hasn't happened in years.
Which I'm sure it caused a different dynamic and different type of conversations.
That happened years and yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably good for you.
Yeah, that was different. It was interesting. It was almost reverting backwards a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. Being in the same house again.
And then also, it's also me realizing I still have more work to do on myself. I'm not finished, you know.
Yeah. When I have weekends like that, when I go back home with my family and stuff, and then I come back here, it's just an eye-opener to me that I'm so happy that I don't live back at home with my family. And that I do have my own family unit here. Because, like, we operate so much different than how my family back at home operates. Whereas, like...
Likewise.
I feel like here, with me and you, with our kids, there's a lot of... Like, me and you don't argue. Like, we get irritated with each other. But majority of the time, it's very, like, copacetic.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like when we go home... And I feel like this is like with most people, when you go home with your family, that's when the roller coaster comes in. Whereas like with us, we don't, like, ours is like this at home. Whereas like when you, or like at our home, like with us. But then when you go back to your like family, it's more like this. And I feel like a lot of people experience that a lot of people experience like, I don't want to say arguments, but like, tensions rise and things like that when you go back home with your family, with your immediate familiar family. Where like when you and I get home, I'm just like, I'm so happy to be back with my husband and my kids because it's not as much of this, and it's just like,
And it's weird because I still have my kids with me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I wasn't around. And I was around my brother and my sister. It wasn't like I wasn't around family. I think being in the house that you grew up in it does revert you back to 15-year-old self. And sometimes you become over emotional. Sometimes memories flood back to you that you don't even dwell on, or don't even think about, or don't even think about in your regular day-to-day life because you've established something else somewhere else. So,
I'm just personally really grateful for the unit that you and I have in this house with our kids because it's pretty peaceful. It's a little hectic, and like I said, even today my mind was like all over the place. But honestly, I think my mind was all over the place because of things that happened. Back with our family.
There's a lot that happened with your family. That I'm not okay with, and vice versa.
It's just, it is what it is. But I'm happy to be back home. We got a new week coming in front of us. New games, kickball.
Yes, our kickball.
Last week we had 2 games.
Oh my God.
We had 2 games. Well, actually, there was 3 games, but we only made 2 because we were out of town. But
I don't know if we won the 3rd game.
I don't know, but we had 2 games back to back in one night, and we won one, we lost the other. Man, I was scared with that second team. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. The second team that we played, it was all black people. They was ready. They had matching jerseys. I went out there and I felt like I was playing the Monstars from Super Jam or Space Jam. I was like, yo, these are the Monstars out here. Like, I was scared as shit. And here we are with our few little black people mixed with our white people and shit. I'm like,
they was talking.
And I felt like we was like, this was legit playing against spades, against veteran black people. That's what it was. I was like,
and you know what? I
was so scared.
I wasn't scared.
I was scared.
Did I look scared?
No, you didn't look scared. I know I looked scared. I was intimidated. I was like, oh, these damn black people. I'm black, but y'all like, it really felt like if y'all ever play spades against some veteran black people,
they talk cash.
That's how I felt.
Cash, SHIT.
I was just like
me. So when I don't know how to turn it off, but when somebody when people are talking like crazy to when they were talking crazy to us, and it's not something I can control. I just laugh at them. That's why I just laugh. I say, I want you to do it, and
it intimidated me.
And you know what's crazy? I've had this similar thing happen to me because remember when I was at Rutgers, there was a time I wanted to go pledge. I wanted to pledge a certain fraternity, and they brought me like downstairs into a room, and this was like the pre-pledge process. So they was all in my face. I don't know. Have you ever experienced that before? No. Well, they were all in my face. I ended up not pledging just because grades, whatever. It is what it is. But I would have done it. They were all in my face, yelling, screaming, and I just meanwhile, like in my head, I'm just like I'm laughing at them because look, I'm 6'2". Like it is what it is. Like I know what I look like. So they was just like, oh, you smiling, you got an arrogant self, you arrogant boy, you arrogant. And those guys of the Monstars that we played last Wednesday, they said, oh, he arrogant, he's such and such. I don't know how to, like what my facial expression looks like.
Cause you know it's at the end of the day it's all fake when people be talking stuff like that. Me, I walked up to the plate, which is like.
I was talking back with him.
I know you was. You kept calling the guys on the other team, hey, Unc, calling them Uncle.
No, because somebody got to do something.
You don't talk like that. Hey, Unc, what's up? What's up? You was talking right back. I'm like, this is
if this is what they want, that's what they get.
Them. Yeah, and that's you acted like you was like the same as them, and I'm like,
I will match their energy.
You were, and I was looking. I was like, he don't normally act like this.
Oh, for real?
I legit was just like, you don't act like this.
Because
hey, Unc. Calling black people Unc. Oh, the black guys Unc. I was like,
hey, they was playing too much. So if they want to talk, I can talk back right with them. That's the thing. You don't know me as a competitor. You know me as Elvis, your husband, SuperDude, Goofy Man.
Goofy Man.
I don't like.
That should be your superhero name, Goofy Man.
Goofy Man.
Goofy Man. Man.
Nah, it's I don't know what and it's not a nervous tick because it wasn't my heart wasn't racing.
You matched them. You gave what they put out.
Right.
Whereas me, I was nervous.
But I was still motivating our team. We lost. We got skunked. It was terrible.
But let's put it out.
We played very good. We only held them to 2 points the most of the game, and then they blew us out.
Towards the end,
they kind of blew us out. That was a lot. That was like. We was one error away, but they blew us out.
Yeah, I mean, so what? The score was 12-0. It's cool though. I'm not upset about it because we did hold them most of the game. It was 2-0. So like, I'm still.
And we only had 8 people.
And they had like hella people. They had like 11 people on the field, and then some people still sitting on the sideline. So like, I was cool with that loss. And then the first game.
Look, I just want to see them in the playoffs.
Man. I don't want to see them no more.
You gotta, because our team is good, man.
Yeah, we alright. So
I think next year when hopefully COVID goes away, we can recruit some of our people. Athletic and create our own team. Yeah.
Yeah, like even our neighbor, like we asked him, and the only reason why he said no was because of COVID. Like.
Yeah, but I get it.
No, I understand as well. I mean, personally, I keep my distance from everybody. Like, the first week, I was, like, outside of the cage.
Yeah.
People be trying to high-five me. I'd be like,
You could get this elbow
5.
There's only 1 point on the elbow.
Elbow 5. Can we, I brought Elvis a donut today. Can we eat these donuts? I'm sorry, I just been eyeing this bag. And I went to Dunkin' Donuts because I promised El Xavier that I would get him ice cream. He said he wanted ice cream from the donut place, so he was talking about Baskin Robbins at Dunkin' Donuts. So while we were there, they have a new donut called the Ghost Pepper Donut. So I got that for Elvis because he likes spicy stuff.
Even though, remember, I kind of
slow down on spicy
stuff. I've slowed, and it has helped. Tremendous.
But it's probably a ghost pepper donut, like ghost because of Halloween, but I doubt that they have real ghost pepper. I want to see. Tell me. Go.
Okay.
You eat it. I just got a regular pumpkin spice.
Okay. All right, I'll try it.
Let me know if there's any spice to it. Like, is it actually spicy or it's just spice?
And I just went to the dentist today, too.
Oh, sorry. How is it? Is there any spice to it?
Yes.
It is, like, spicy?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Why is this donut spicy?
Really? I just drooled for no reason. Pumpkin. Is it spicy?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Talk us through.
Okay, I'll talk you through it. First
Pepper.
off, this donut sucks. Not the actual flavor, but our Dunkin' Donut sucks. This sucks. Like it's an old donut. It's not soft. It's not nothing.
Well, I mean, oh shit. We've had it for like 2 hours though. It's been in the house for like 2-3 hours.
Oh, is it?
I mean, I bought it for you at what, like 6 o'clock?
Okay. It's good. It's good. It's weird because I always used to tell myself I would always put spicy stuff on anything. I would always, before I would even try food, I would just put pepper on it. And then I said I would put pepper on ice cream.
Oh.
I'll put pepper on something sweet. No.
It's not good.
It's cool, but don't put pepper on donuts.
Really?
It's cool. It's not
ideal.
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's good though. Nice little kick at the back, but spicy donuts. No. No.
Are you going to finish eating it?
No. Maybe, it might be because of the wig, because I'm hot underneath here, and you know how wherever I eat spicy stuff, I start sweating.
Is it nasty?
No, it's good. I just don't want it.
I feel bad now.
I'm gonna eat it. Maybe after this we watch a movie or something. I'll eat it.
Oh my god. Well, my pumpkin donut is good. I could eat another one.
For real, I like pumpkin. I had pumpkin pancakes this week with Zan.
You had pumpkin pancakes?
They were really good. They had like walnuts and cranberries on it.
Mmm.
It was Zan's birthday. Happy birthday, Zan.
Zan is his friend.
Zan from college. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 remaining friends from college. Zan and Steve.
I like Steve. I like Zan.
That's it. That's all I got.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got one. Donnie. Shout out Donnie.
Shout out Donnie. You gotta stop shouting out people.
No, we don't.
No, we don't? Okay. Alright, so what's next? What's next on the docket?
We watched a movie.
We did, what was it called? Seriously Single.
Mm-hmm. A South African movie.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it when I was at my friend Anita's house. And then I told him about it, but he said he already saw it on, like, the preview on Netflix and already had intention of watching it.
Yeah.
I recommend it. It's good.
Yeah. I like it.
But I feel like it really shows, like, what's wrong with females. Like, we talk about, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then when we get it,
you don't want it no more.
We don't want it. And we're
Why does this theme always seem to come up, not only in our regular life, but now it's coming up in our fiction when we watch?
Like, I'm just like, I hope I wasn't like that. Because it's different now being married. It's like a very different. I can't talk about, I want this in a relationship, I want this, and then, because I'm like in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But like, just interacting with my friends and stuff, they're like, oh, I want this, and then when they get it, they're like, oh, it was too much. Like, but that's what you said you wanted. Like, I really feel like that movie was like a prime example of what's wrong with females. Because you got one end, a female like, I want marriage, and then she gets somebody to finally propose to her, and
right.
she's just like, I just didn't want to be alone. Maybe I should just be alone. And then we got another one. Oh, it's about partying. And then she meets a guy that's like, yo, I'm really trying to be with you and build a relationship with you. And then she's just like, oh, I like you. Let's be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why, like, we try to give the advice to some of our friends and family Stop trying to overplan stuff because you don't know what you're gonna get yourself into. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, we didn't know we was gonna end up where we're at right 9 years later. Mm-hmm. Had no idea. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you do have to just go with the flow. And I think I was talking to one of my best friends today, and I've always said, it's a naive decision to get married really early. So like, say we got married at 25, 26, and then what if we lived to 80 or 100? Mm-hmm. We decided the rest of our lives, we decided that we're gonna be with somebody for the rest of our lives at a quarter of our life, and we have so much more to live. Mm-hmm. But that's very naive and crazy. Mm-hmm. But then you have to think about the flip side. You decide to live the rest of your life by yourself. Isn't that also crazy? It's a double-edged sword. You don't want to live your life with anybody that you can share all your secrets and everything like that? Which one's crazy? Which one's more crazy?
I think what's more crazy is making that decision that you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life. I think that's more crazy. I do.
I don't.
Really?
I think it's more crazy to be alone.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, people grow and they say people don't change. People grow.
Right.
And they change a little bit. They get different perspectives as they learn. Mm-hmm. And I feel like to make a decision that you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life at 20, you might not even be the same person or have the same perspective in 7 years. And to say, you're the person I want to be with until I die. Right. I feel like that sounds crazy.
Well, do you think you can be alone for the rest of your life? If me and you, in an alternate universe, honestly, if you can take yourself back to 21, 22-year-old yourself, your 22-year-old self, could you be alone for the rest of your life? Because I know that was something that you said that...
I thought I was. I thought I was going to be alone for the rest of my life. I mean, I know it would be hard. I don't know. Because, like, even being at my friend's house this weekend, she has her own townhome. Beautiful. Right. Absolutely beautiful. But being there, I was like, I can understand how living by yourself would be like, I want a relationship. I want to be with somebody. Like, I can understand being in your own space and being successful and things like that, but still being like, this is not enough. I want somebody to share this with. I being there, I understood that. I like 100%, it was an eye-opener to me why that's important to want to share life with somebody. Yeah. And I was like, I feel blessed to, in our little humble abode, it's nowhere compared to what my friend has. No, but it's not.
No, it is very comparable because we have other stuff that make up for other stuff. Yeah. We have loudness. We have kids running around. A little girl that just does this all the time.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. Doesn't make any sense. But we have dirty walls. What else? Nothing stays new. The floor is sticky.
Always. I sweep the floor at least 3 to 4 times a day.
A day. Broken glass.
I went to the grocery store for half an hour. I come back and there's a bowl broken. And soup all over the floor. You, with your laptop. Ask him where he keeps his laptop.
I keep my laptop.
Well, you can't ask him, so I'll ask him. Elvis, where do you keep your laptop?
I keep my laptop underneath the couch.
Why do you keep your laptop underneath the couch?
So that's where things go to hide, and that's where the kids put everything. So I put it there too. So if it's hidden from where it's hidden, that means they won't go looking for it to break it, and it's on the floor. So I hide. My case is actually underneath the couch because that's where all things go, and nobody goes to look for it. It works.
It's on the floor. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to break from dropping. Mm-hmm. And the kids don't clean underneath the couch.
Facts. They don't clean underneath the couch. They just put things there. So why don't I put things where they put things? Because they don't go get them.
And you don't have to worry about it breaking.
I don't. It's not going to fall.
He keeps his laptop under the couch.
I do. It works. I know where it is at all times. I know it's not going to be broke because
nobody stepped on it. Nobody dropped it. It's just under the couch.
You got to think one step ahead.
Oh my God.
Pristine condition.
And he's serious too.
I'm not joking.
Like, that's literally where it's at right now.
Am I wrong? Is the logic not there?
I understand it. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, let's get to the topic of the week. We've been talking for a minute, but still, let's get to the topic of the week. Honesty. Honesty. So I brought this up because in my class this week I was reading, the section that I'm reading about is like holiness and honesty within business. So it brought up this idea, which I thought was really interesting, called affirmative duties. So with affirmative duties, it's basically the concept of a company or an individual going out of their way or taking actions to assist or help or correct an action to eliminate harm that had nothing to do with their own doing.
Right.
So I actually experienced it tonight. So let me go ahead and just break it down exactly what it is, because the definition that I just gave is like kind of like,
it's
what?
wordy.
You might want to listen to it again.
I'm confused. We didn't talk about this.
Yeah. So for instance, tonight I was at the grocery store.
Okay.
And I was out self-checkout, and everybody's lights were blinking because they needed help from the one person that was working self-checkout. The lady was working self-checkout. She had like a serious issue with somebody, and eventually she was just like, just show me where the price of this was, and I'll go ahead and adjust the price for you, for this other customer. So she walked away with this other customer to help them with their pricing. Meanwhile, my light was blinking, somebody else's light was blinking, and somebody else's light was blinking for assistance. So the one lady, she saw that the store associate walked away, and she just left with her groceries. $74 worth of groceries. She just walked out because the attendant walked away.
Why were you so nosy to know the number?
Well, because first of all, I wasn't nosy. I only saw the number after the attendant came back and was like clicking on the screen.
This hits the top of your throat. Like, I feel it.
Really? Is it really spicy?
Yeah, you want to say something?
No. But affirmative duties, what it is, in that instance, I saw the lady leave with groceries without paying for it. Affirmative duty, if I had fulfilled my affirmative duty, I would have went out of my way to tell somebody that worked in the store, she's leaving and she didn't pay for her groceries. That had nothing to do with me, but as a Christian, I helped a business from not losing their money. That had nothing to do with me. But affirmative duty calls for you as a Christian to do what's right. And what is right would be to, I guess, stop somebody from stealing. That would have been my affirmative duty.
Did you fulfill your
I did not do that.
Yeah.
I told the attendant afterwards, she went back and she saw the thing blinking after she had helped everybody. The lady was already gone. I was getting ready to walk out the store. And she was like, now where is this person? Clicking on the screen, fixing the screen. And I was like, she left. And she was just like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, she walked out with the groceries. So I didn't fulfill my affirmative duty by seeing somebody doing something wrong and not assisting with stopping that person from doing something wrong.
What were you going to do, a citizen arrest? That's what you were supposed to do?
I don't know what I was supposed to do. Whatever I was supposed to do, according to affirmative duty, I ain't do it.
Okay, let me tell you something. I've been thinking about that.
Okay.
I think you did the right thing. You tell them after the fact. Because guess what? You're a black millennial parent. You've seen everything, and you see all the nonsense that's happening in the news when people try to overstep their boundaries and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. And you know what black people do when they see things? They mind their damn business.
But as a Christian, I saw somebody do something wrong.
Okay.
Therefore, I assisted her in doing something wrong, but not saying anything.
So you're guilty?
Am I guilty?
Are you guilty?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I saw somebody do something wrong and I didn't stop them.
I don't want to take this. I don't want to take this.
That's what this whole within my class. That's what it's like talking about. Like, where is the boundary?
Right.
It doesn't give an answer where the boundary is. So I bring that into relationships with honesty.
Okay.
Is there a boundary with honesty in relationships?
It's moving. It's a moving target. It's a moving target. When you ask that question, it's hard to really answer. It's a moving target. Because me and you can get into like frivolous nonsense every day if we really wanted to. But why? And it also I think also the approach can dictate how the response is going to go.
What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
Like, if I have a disagreement with you, I could come in with a whole different set of energy. I can be yelling, and I can be completely honest with what I'm saying, and you could be like, F the message that you're trying to relay to me. Why are you talking to me like this?
So how would you compare like the situation that we had this weekend? So this weekend, he told me something that didn't make me happy. I said, I don't want to talk about this right now because I'm supposed to be having a good weekend for my birthday weekend. I'm at my friend's house. We'll talk about this later. I proceeded to talk about it with my friend, and she was like, you're upset. You should probably say something to him. So I called him, and I proceeded to let him know how I felt. And I don't feel like I insulted you.
No, you didn't.
I was upset. My voice was a little raised. I did curse. I didn't curse at him, but I used curse words and told him exactly how I felt. So, within regard to what you were saying, what you just said, like, I lost my train of thought. Freak. What were you saying?
I think basically the energy that you came with.
Oh, you said F the message. Why are you talking to me this way?
Right. So
yeah, so like I don't feel like I came. Somebody would have said that I came at you incorrect because my voice was raised and I was cursing, and you could have taken it as F what you're saying. Why are you coming at me like this? But I didn't feel like I was coming at you.
No,
I was just letting you know how I felt.
No, you weren't. And for me, I'm very good at deciphering, regardless of how the message is being presented. I'm sure you can agree with that. Hopefully.
And I try to I didn't try to.
And I'm very good at saying my message without getting angry. But
I'm sometimes not. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm not. I feel like a lot of times when I relay a message to you, because you're so close to me, like you're literally the other half of me.
Right.
I feel comfortable enough to go off without feeling like there's going to be repercussions, because you know where I'm coming from.
Right.
Even if I'm going off, you still know the underlying tone.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't feel like I completely went off this weekend.
I don't think you did.
But I told you how I felt 100%. And
no, I don't think you did.
I held no bars. I said what it was. So, like, within honesty, like, is there a line as far as, like, how honest you can be with somebody in a relationship?
I think, like, in a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife type relationship, or other relationships. Because with husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, that line is completely blurred. Like, you have to be able to figure out what can and cannot be crossed, or what can maybe be tiptoed across. This be like, okay, there's certain things.
Should you have to tiptoe something in a marriage though?
Yeah, when in order not to disrespect, yes. In order not to, there is a definitive line, because we don't talk crazy to each other.
No.
We talk spirited to each other, yes, but I don't call you out your name, and you don't call me out my name.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when it's other people, regardless of their family or friends, that line has to be more definitive.
Mm-hmm.
That it has to,
mm-hmm.
because you're not with them every single day,
mm-hmm.
and you don't necessarily have to repair that relationship. You could go years without speaking to family or friends,
mm-hmm.
because you're not living with them.
Mm-hmm.
But at least with your spouse, the line gets crossed more, in my opinion.
Not crossed, I'd say
blurred.
Yeah, you get really close to that line.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really
But
close.
in order to make it work, it can't just be one way. You have to be able to, okay, this is what she's trying to say, because you're not going to just get one cookie cutter answer like you would give other people.
Mm-hmm.
You could say the same thing to me so many different ways. I just have to be able to recognize what you're really trying to say, and vice versa.
That's hard.
Because
you really gotta be able to really know somebody.
Yeah.
You really have to grow with somebody, and like you said earlier, continue to learn somebody to be able to know when to,
because that line is gonna get blurred and crossed between me and you more so than everyone else, because that line is gonna be definitive. Because it could just be like, if I say something a certain way to a friends or family, it could be like, oh, F him. Because we don't have to see each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to interact with each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to exchange stories every day. It could go months, years. It could days, months, years, out, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I would say lines blurred, but not crossed.
Okay. Yes.
Not crossed.
Okay, fine, sure.
Because like one line that I feel like that we will never cross is if we blatantly say F you. That's crossing the line.
Right.
And I feel like that's not a line that you and I have crossed. And if we do cross that, then that's a serious problem. If we blatantly say to each other and mean F you.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So yeah, so I do want to say blurred and close to the line, but not actually crossing the line.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that you could say to me that will cross the line where I'm like, oh, we got a serious problem.
Yeah.
So what would you say that in a marriage or like a friendship, what do you think is harder to approach the line, I guess? Which one do you have to tread more lightly with?
The friendship.
I agree.
The friendship.
I agree.
Because you could say something to someone, and you not being around them 24/7, you don't know how they're gonna take things. Mm-hmm. So if you say something to them, they'll take it differently than what you anticipated. Or if they say something to you, you may take something more than you anticipated. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, with you, I know I can push the limit more so because I can almost anticipate what the blowback might be. It might be a range from low to high, but I know that a line won't get crossed. Because I could say something to you that will offend someone else to the umpteenth power, but since I know you so well and I'm continuing to learn you, on a scale of 1 to 10, it might just be an 8. Mm-hmm. But someone to outside, it's a 10. Mm-hmm.
Because within a relationship,
or an 11, yeah.
Within a relationship,
you have to cross those. You have to blur those lines. Yeah. More so. And
it's because like you said, because you know that person, you know how they're going to take it. So even with this weekend, with me raising my voice and using curse words and what I was saying, you understood that I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was just trying to get my point across. And you were more able to hear what I was saying versus hear how I was saying it.
Right.
Whereas with somebody that's like a friend or you're not with all the time, they might not hear what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
They'll just hear how you're saying it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that goes back to what you were saying really at the beginning, is that it's important to continue to learn the person that you're with in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So that when there are instances that come across where you do have to be honest with that person, because some people, they react and relay messages in different manners. Whereas with me, when I get really, really upset, as I was this weekend, I raise my voice and I curse. Whereas you, when you get really upset, oftentimes it's not as reactive as I am sometimes. Mm-hmm. There are times where you get mad. Everybody gets pushed to that limit where they're yelling and they curse. Everybody can get to that limit. Mm-hmm. But you don't get to that limit as easily as me.
I've started to realize, and I think other people realize it too, that it takes a lot for me to get to any level of emotion, not just anger, sad, But that's not my fault that I don't react the same way as other people. Exactly.
And me and us continuing to learn and grow with each other and understanding each other, that's where it's important, because that's where you learn where those limits are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess this brings us to our nap law.
Yeah. Be honest with your kids.
And don't feel guilty about showing emotion around them.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. This world is not cookie cutter. If I'm gonna yell in front of them, I'm gonna yell in front of them. They're gonna see SuperDude, but at the same time, this is just a costume. I'm human. Mm-hmm. They're gonna with us as their parents. They're gonna see love. They're gonna see anger. They're gonna see sadness.
I have to pee and I can't hold it. Keep going. Sorry.
I mean, I could keep going, but it actually looks like the video recording is gonna stop soon, just because we don't have that much space. But this weekend, every weekend, or every day with the kids, they get a chance to see how we interact with each other. And for the majority of the time, it's love, it's fun, it's costumes, it's laughing, it's joyful. But we cannot hide the other side of what this life is, because at the end of the day, I do not want my kids to see me as just a superhero. As, oh, I can pick them up, I can run for long distances, I can always keep my composure. At certain points, I'm a wild out. Of course, they're going to be few and far in between, but I'm not perfect. No one is. I ain't Jesus. Straight like that. So if Nicole is angry or sad at one point, Xavier's going to be like, why are you like this? At least she's not crying every day. At least I'm not crying every day. Most of the time, you're going to be good. You're going to be okay, good, even kill. But we refer to this roller coaster analogy multiple times. Life is a roller coaster. Sometimes the bad times are going to be more than the good times. We hope in our relationship, in our family unit, that the good times outweigh the bad times, but bad times occur. So we have to be honest with our kids. Sometimes things spill over. You're allowed that, because you're human.
And that way, when they do experience those same type of feelings, that they know that it's okay and they don't feel guilty for being upset about something.
Exactly.
To know that I've seen mommy upset. It's okay to be upset sometimes. That it happens. But I also have seen mommy happy most of the time. So that even though while I'm upset right now, and I know that it's going to pass, because I've seen mommy get over being upset.
And every single time that they've seen us upset or angry, it's never violent.
Oh no.
You can't just teach them how to have, we talked about it last week, we do teach them how to have fun, but there's a way to also deal with anger. And it doesn't have to resort to violence.
Oh no. They've never seen that side.
They've never seen that side.
And I pray that I never get to that point.
And they never will get there to that point.
That they would ever see that point.
There's a cap.
Yeah.
There's a cap on it.
Yeah.
You have to feel your feelings, regardless of what they are. And you have to say what you have to say.
And again, Napolo, don't feel guilty about your kids seeing you in different emotional states. It's okay.
I'm cool with that. Because
it'll help them grow, and it'll help them learn, and it'll help them to be able to deal with their own emotions as well. And to know as well that, I've seen mommy cry and upset. I'm upset. Let me go to mommy or daddy for help to get through this emotional state. Because I've seen them go through this emotional state. So I know that I can turn to them and they can give me some advice how to get through this.
Because sometimes, like kids, they learn by what they see. So if they see anger, but then they see the resolve afterwards and learning from it, they'll be more conducive to come to you. To say, how did you get through this? What steps did you take? So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna lie to. I don't want my kids to fantasize about who I am as a person. I'm not God. You're not God. Life is life. You gotta live through it. And I won't be ashamed of my emotions or lack of emotions that I show to other people. Because sometimes I deal with things personally, sometimes I deal with things outwardly. But I won't be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Nap law.
Nap law. Don't feel guilty.
Nap law. Can you hear that?
Can
you guys hear that?
I hope not.
It's a big old plane going by and we got the door.
That was a helicopter.
Oh, it was a helicopter? Don't know.
No, it was a plane. I don't know.
All right, so let's move on to our last 3 final segments. Our questions. Could you please, in moment of appreciation?
Could you please get
Wait,
better?
no. Questions first. I've got a question.
Okay.
Oh, here's a question. Because I was talking to my friend earlier this week. And she was telling me how she's got multiple videos of her having intercourse on her phone. You don't know what my question is.
Go ahead.
My question is, what would you do? Or how would you feel if there was a sex tape of me that came out? Like an old one. Like before you.
Wow, that's a good question.
How would you feel? How would you react? What would be some thoughts? What are your immediate thoughts?
Ooh. I did not think that was going there. I would be upset. We would still be together, but I would definitely be upset. You know.
And who?
At the people that released the video.
Okay.
Because that's disrespectful.
Would you be mad at me?
It was prior to me. I can't be upset. Would I be disappointed that you allowed yourself to be recorded?
Before you? The person that I was before you?
Yeah, I think so. Oh my God. Did it stop recording?
No.
I think it might have stopped recording.
On the laptop?
Yeah. No, actually it's not. It's
All right.
not.
Keep talking.
I'm sorry. I would be disappointed. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think I could hold it against you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I will say is that people get new phones very often, and people lose data. I have allowed somebody to take me.
Wow.
Very long time ago, in like 2007 or 8.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So prayerfully that person lost their phone, lost the data, didn't save it, something. But I've told you now ahead of time, so.
I have nothing to say.
I just revealed something that I've never told you before.
I take things too easily sometimes.
I mean, how are you supposed to take that when somebody tells you something that happened, what was that, like 5 years before we met? No words?
I don't have anything.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't have one.
Did I throw you off guard?
A little.
Are we going to be talking about this off camera?
No.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Go ahead with your could you please.
Could you please just get better at that technology? Just get better at technology. Figure out how to use the controller for the Xbox. It's annoying. I feel like I've had this could you please before.
I don't.
Yo, I really realize I don't care a lot about a lot of things. I don't. Cause I've gotten the critique that I don't remember a lot. A lot of stuff is not important.
Yeah. Like last week, I was like, I gotta could you please, but it really doesn't matter. I don't even remember what it was at this point.
Yeah.
Because it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But that could also go back to honesty. Do you have to be 100% honest and just say what's on your mind all the time? I don't think so. Because some stuff really doesn't matter.
And what if it just falls on deaf ears?
Yeah.
What if you know that the person that you're honest to doesn't hear it?
Yeah. I don't have a could you please for this week. Because once again, some things just don't matter. I don't have anything. I'm sure there's stuff that probably annoyed me in this past week.
I'm too easygoing. I feel like I should be upset, but I don't care.
About what? About what I just told you?
Yeah.
You still on that? You still on that? We just moved on to a could you please, and you're still
No, I'm just thinking I'm thinking about it. I feel like I should be upset.
I mean, what can you do at this point?
Nothing.
And what can I do at this point?
Nothing.
And how can you judge a person before an action that they took before they met you? That was a completely different person at 18 compared to 22 when I met you compared to 26 that I am right now. Because I'll be 27 on Thursday. You can't. Just revealed something to you. I hope that you don't dwell on that.
I'm not.
I don't have a could you please. Can we just do a moment of appreciation?
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have one?
I appreciate that you're just still persevering through. You're almost done with school. Still taking care of the kids. You're an actress. That's, still try to keep a good idea of what this family is supposed to be. So, it's cool, like.
Actually, I do have a could you please, but it'll roll in with my moment appreciation.
Okay.
So, my moment of appreciation, I really appreciate that you're a provider. I love that you're a provider, and I feel like that's what a man is supposed to be within a relationship. Within a marriage, you're supposed to be a provider. My could you please, though, is that sometimes, even though you're a provider, I want you to understand where I'm coming from, as the way that I was brought up for me to carry my own weight.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that you're like, let me bear most of the weight as the husband and as a provider. But at the same time, I wish you could find a little bit more of a balance to not want to put everything on your shoulders. And if I want to put something on my shoulders as well, to allow me and not just say no. Kind of allow me. But I mean, at the same time, that's kind of like I was saying earlier, what's wrong with females. I want this, and then when they get it, it's like, that's not what I want. So, I don't know, I do appreciate that you're a provider. But in certain instances, could you please, let's weigh everything and see where I can put some things on my shoulders as well. Does that work?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Let's talk about where and what and if it's appropriate for me to put some things on my shoulders. Instead of just shutting it down and saying, no, I'm the provider.
Yeah, that comes from my upbringing, so that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother podcast. But I will definitely take into consideration what you're saying.
Let's talk about it instead of you just saying,
no, we can talk about it. That's fine.
Okay.
But this has been another episode of All That
On Nap Time with your host, Repairman
and SuperDude. who likes fluffy animals and deer walking carefully across the grass in the woods, and counting sheep as I'm trying to go to sleep, and Little Bo Peep and Red Riding Hood.
Okay, that's enough. All right, follow us on Nap Time. I'm at Nicole and _O. This is at I Go by Elvis on Instagram. Thanks for watching and listening.
All right.